Hi everyone, welcome back to a new working term. This one's for you parents who've had to look after your kids, especially young ones, during the school holidays. I hope you've had a wonderful time with your kids during the school holidays, despite the fact that perhaps it was quite tiring for you at times. Despite that, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed being present. I mean, truly present for your children. You see, balancing multiple responsibilities while still being present for your kids can be challenging, but it's also rewarding and achievable. For those of you that are new to this channel, I'm Dr. Jessica, your transformational sociologist. What does that mean? I look at finding ways where you can live in places and craft places that enable you to live full lives, a life that where you thrive, a life where that is fulfilled, a life that is satisfying, and a life where you leave a legacy behind. I also look at how your place in the world is constrained within the bounds of time. You know, you look everywhere on the internet, there's lots of amazing tools and YouTubers and influencers that talk about money and fitness. You know what? Both of them are important. But in this channel, we will focus on your place in the world, how you can craft it to lead a fulfilled life within the bounds of the greatest asset that you've got and the greatest investment that you would need to look after, which is time. Time, my friends, is your greatest asset, and how you use it will determine the memories that's created in your mind and the memories that you leave behind. So in today's video, we are going to look at how you felt during the school holidays. Was it overwhelming? Did you feel that you were just half present and half absent? And at the end of it, you're sitting here on the one hand happy that your children are gone to school today, but then feeling disappointed that you spent those 2 weeks filled with stress thinking about something else, thereby not being present for your kids. You see, whatever it might be, forget the past. You cannot change it. You can only learn from it. So from today, learn to be present at every moment. Give undivided attention and effort to everything you do. Most of us doing work for money, allocating time for money or your fitness or your other relationships, we tend to take that. We tend to be very careful because adults don't give us a second chance. But sometimes we tend to forget that our children have got feelings too. And yes, it's frustrating that they say the same thing over and over and again and asking you, Mom, what's 1 + 1? And you've got to say 2 for the millionth time. But remember, those memories that those children create, nurture them for a lifetime. So when you are spending your time with your children, do not let thoughts of work or money distract you during these periods. Instead, focus entirely on your kids and the quality time you're spending together. For those like me who are fortunate enough to mostly work from home, you know, it's easier. If you got to go to a workplace, of course, it's harder. But for me, working from home, the way I manage my time is that most times I wake up maybe 3, 4 in the morning to get my fitness routine done and then my writing work done. So by the time the kids wake up, I'm ready to spend time with them, to spend time with things that matter to them. I'm not their best friend. I also teach them the value of time and money. So it means sometimes I say no. And then they say, why are you not being our friend? Why are you using that tone of voice? And then I say, well, I start with this tone of voice and then a little bit firmer, and then a little bit firmer. But then they know the tone of voice is hard. They know they haven't been listening to me. But for the most part, I try and have fun with them. I do the things that they love to do. So this school holidays, I've got most days I woke up very early in the morning, got my work done, and then we went to the park. We went for a swim. We went to spend $5 at the warehouse for whatever it is they wanted. And through all of these, I taught them life skills. So on how they can recognize that if they've got $10, they've got to save some of that money, and why they then spend some, and how they evaluate what things to buy. I also teach them about sustainability and why they should be careful about not buying rubbish just because it's cheap and then throw it away in the bin the next day. Or when we go to the swim, I teach them the value of being safe in the water, the things they need to look out for. And I teach them fitness through yoga. Now, I like some YouTubers who do really good videos on fitness. And I found that my kids, as much as they liked them, they found it boring. So then we found Minecraft yoga. I think it was through Cosmic Kids. And they loved it. So I sat and did Minecraft yoga with them. Yes, it is a thing for those of you that don't know. But there are amazing tools that you can use. I mean, yes, it's the screen, but when you do screen time together, it becomes an activity that you do together instead of children sitting by themselves and watching the TV. And then we went on play days, which created opportunities for social interaction, real social interaction. And after lunch, we'd engage in activities like painting and reading before sneaking in some screen time, maybe on a rainy day. And I've got friends that love their houses to be absolutely clean. And I've got this table that used to, once upon a time, it's a New Zealand made table, very high quality. Once upon a time, it used to be spick and span. And a friend of mine who were like things to be clean, and they were like, oh my gosh, this is full of rubbish. And I said to her, look, each stroke of the paint is a memory that I've created. That table is now more precious to me than ever. So change your attitude when there are kids around. Yes, of course, you want to teach them to be clean, teach them not to mess up with things, that they got to keep their things safe. But it's also finding balance, that I'd rather have a dining table with a memory carved onto it, as opposed to just something that's so sterile that the children have not learned from it. But in all of these, it's also important to establish rules. Like, for example, I don't like my children just sitting on the TV, sitting on the TV and watching it. I'm always nagging them about how they need to use their screen time wisely. So my son does reading eggs, he does mathematics, he does his Minecraft yoga, and he uses Microsoft Paint to do artwork. Or he does actually edit movies at home as well, and he actually pretends to be talking like I am in a seminar. Of course, I don't post that on YouTube, but he does all of that and he edits it. And those are skills that they can learn. It's moderation is key, and what we actively do with them, it's attention and time and focus that they want to do. And mid-afternoon, when I'm tired and I just want to sleep, I reserve it for swimming or biking, and that's another skill that they've learned. I always tell them, look, mommy needs this physical fitness so the fairies in my brains can activate the brain for good. And now that's a thing for them. They've learned how to be physically fit. And I teach them that the point in life is not always to make the most money, be the best in everything, but to do your best in everything, regardless of whether you're number one. You do your best in every task, and to be a good human being, good, thoughtful, healthy human being. And these are things I teach them through stories that I just make up, or videos, or even going for a walk. So these are things that you can do with your kids. Even if it's 15 minutes or half an hour, spend some time with your kids. Don't just be, what's that? What's that? I've actually given my kids permission to tell me if I'm on the screen and they're talking to me. My 4-year-old tells me, Mummy, look at me when I'm talking to you. Kids need you to be present, whether it's 15, 20, 30 minutes. But if they interrupt me, I just say, look, stop. I'm talking to somebody else. Let me finish talking to them, and then I'll listen to you. But when you're listening, be very have an intent to listen to them, respect their feelings, and be fully present. You see, children don't grow up to be great human beings just when they turn 21, just like that. It is our responsibility to create great human beings, good human beings. And we do that to teaching them things through everyday life. Let me share an example of how being present impacted my professional work during the school holidays. I was working on a project for a client, and it was quite a highly technical document that I had to work on. And I was a bit worried because it was a chaotic world of childhood where I play the roles of 24/7 bodyguard, entertainer, cook, teacher, yoga instructor, personal trainer, and everything else. But you know what? When I delivered the result, the client remarked that my work was spot on and exceeded the expectations. How did I achieve such a fantastic result despite the demands of parenthood? The answer lies in being present in each moment. My friends, being I'm an older parent of young children, but you might be a young parent of young children. Despite what you are having, young children is full on. So I admit it. Sometimes, like this year, I don't know, for those of you that know me or who watched videos before, I'm going to be Miss Calm, Dr. Calm is what I want to be. And we all get frustrated. Frustration. If you wanted to follow somebody who's the Miss Perfect, who's never gotten frustrated, don't follow me because I'm a real human being who gets frustrated every now and again. But I'm learning to be calm despite anything. And what I've taught my kids this holiday is that when you lose your cool, like I've never been physically losing my cool or shouting like with that beyond control, but I get frustrated and I say to my kids, you know. But even still, I found out when I use my calm, I these days, instead of just instantly screaming or yelling or telling them, don't do that, I say, guys, I'm going to tell you, I'm firm, but not screaming, but firm. And then I'll tell them, but if I ever lose my cool, I say, look, begin to lose my cool, I'll say to them, look, what you did was not quite right, but I'm going to go away and calm my spirit because I need to talk to you about this in a calm voice. Because being a parent is hard. But do you know what? Children do not at all react to scream. None of us do. Would you like it if I scream at you? See? Children don't like it either. But I'm not saying you just say, oh honey, you just painted the whole wall red. That's so cute. I'm not saying, or you just hit your neighbor's daughter or son. That's cool. You've got to correct them to teach. For them to be good humans, you've got to be firm. You've got to set boundaries and expectations for kids. But you must also look after yourself by keeping your calm. I have found extreme success by keeping my calm. I encourage you to try it. Go and have a cold bath, maybe, or say to the kids, look, I actually tell my kids, mommy's human too, and I'm tired at the moment, and I'd like you guys to please go and play while I have a cup of tea. And I tell them we are family. We all need to build each other up to bring out the best in each other. By being present and by setting boundaries, my friends, you craft a place in the world that's unique to you and your family. That creates beautiful memories that your children can lean on. You see, they don't become adults. You can't just be nice to them when they're adults, because every memory that they craft, it's like you're chiseling their life away. Think of them as just a piece of marble. What you create, it's through the chisels that they make and through the sanding of the marbles, and what you put into them is what they will become. So today, I encourage you to be present in your children's life, whether it's 15 minutes or 1 hour, whatever the time you can. And if you're busy, you tell them. I always tell them, honey, I really want to do Minecraft yoga with you today. Now, I know you want me to do that, but can we wait for half an hour because mommy's got to get this work done. But after that, I'm all yours. And children understand. So talk to them and give them the benefit of the doubt that they will understand you. Remember, my friends, parenthood is very demanding, but it is also very fulfilling. The success to parenthood lies in realizing that time is short, that time you miss out will never come back. I often think, oh, I wish I'd done this differently or that differently with my children. But you can't get that time back. Use today as the starting point for a new life. to create a life of calmness, to create a life of memories for your kids that is beautiful. And the answer lies in being present in each moment. I encourage you to try today and experience the positive difference it can make. Remember, watch all these YouTube tutorials that teach you how to make money, how to get fit, because that's all important. I might in the future do some videos about YouTubers that I like. But remember, we all live in a place in the world, and to some degree, we can craft our place in the world to what we want it to be within the bounds of time. Time is a precious gift, and by truly being present in the place that we are in, we create beautiful memories and enrich our experiences and abilities. So let's today make the most of every moment with our children and continue to grow as parents, professionals, and individuals. This is Dr. Jessica. If you've liked this video, please subscribe. This is a new YouTube channel, and give me a comment on what kinds of videos you'd like to see in regards to how you can better craft your place in the world within the bounds of time. Like, subscribe, and share so many more people can benefit by understanding how they can be great by crafting their place in the world and understanding the importance of time as their most valuable asset. This is Dr. Jessica, your transformational sociologist. Until next time, sparkle wherever you are.